Hi, for those that don't know me, my name is Aurora Regino, and I am the mother that filed the lawsuit in federal court against Chico Unified for transitioning my daughter without my knowledge. I'm here today to tell my story so parents and the public know what is going on in our schools. Last year, my 11-year-old daughter was in elementary school here at Chico Unified, and her elementary school transitioned her from female to male behind my back. And because her school kept this transition a secret from me, she was on her own. I'm a busy working mother just like the rest of you. Before this happened to our family, I would have not believed this was going on in our schools, especially at the elementary level.
So recently, there are various states that are trying to pass bills that will allow minors to be able to transition from their biological sex without their parents' permission. And as a parent, as well as a logically functioning adult, I find this, beyond maddening. I mean, this is appalling. But just like a lot of things in life, I try to find the devil's advocate that opposes my opinion. One, to basically see there's something I'm missing, and two, to strengthen my side of the argument. And for the life of me, I tried this approach on this particular issue, and I just can't find any valid reason to allow a child to transition with a parent's consent, let alone without a parent's consent. I mean, God forbid a teacher or a counselor tried this shit with my child. Man, I'll go ballistic. Seriously. And so will her mother, because to me, this type of ideology, call it what it is. It leads to pedophilia. I mean, the writing's on the wall, folks, because pretty much every other major decision a child makes, they need their parents' consent. Like, for instance, just to even go on a field trip, or you have to sign on their behalf in regards to a contract because they're minors, and they're not allowed to drink, smoke, get a tattoo, or even a gun until at least they're 18, but not for transitioning? Make it make sense.
What's going on, everyone? James Klug here. How far has radical gender theory gone? Today I'm at a Pride event in Dallas, Texas, and I have a petition here that says children should be allowed to medically transition without parental consent, and if parents try to intervene, they can be jailed. Let's go get some signatures. We're advocating for penalties for those who interfere with minors medically
Damn, she grabbed that pen pretty quick. I wonder if she understood the question.
transitioning. Actually, not doctors, but fines and possible imprisonment for failure to comply for the parents.
Yeah, look at his heart-shaped glasses. Yo, man, this is unbelievable. I can't believe some adults. It's sickening.
Why?
Right, so if a parent decides to intervene, there's possible fines and or imprisonment for failure to comply with allowing for that. So name, signature, email again, and then date. Sure.
We have close friends that are actually leaving the state because of the laws of Texas against transgender.
Do they have a
Yes, two of them.
two of them?
Now, like you said earlier, they're in Dallas, which is my city right now, currently. And actually, I know this area is predominantly, I won't say predominantly, like, it's kind of like an LGBTQ area. They tend to have a lot of marches down there. I believe this is not actually Dallas, but it's Arlington, or a little bit west of Irving, I believe. But either way, it's kind of like on the Dallas County. But the fact that she's talking about people leaving Texas, they're not leaving Texas. Just like when Trump got elected and people say they're leaving America and moving to Canada. They didn't leave. It's all talk, no walk.
Are the parents
But
both on board with it, or is it?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm sure you guys have heard that there's a lot of parents that aren't on board with it,
Oh,
and
no.
this is about
Like,
creating
they are
disincentivizing
Lion's heart.
that with
Yeah.
potential fines,
Yeah.
potential imprisonment.
You couldn't find better allies.
Right,
honestly.
absolutely.
Yeah.
More like you can't find better idiots, allies. Get out of here, man.
My son is 25 and they're non-binary, and then my middle child is 19 and she's bi, and so is my 17-year-old.
So a 25-year-old, her 19-year-old, and her 17-year-old are all three sexually confused or gender confused. It makes you wonder how messed up she is. I mean, come on, as a parent, it's one thing if you have one out of your three children, are kind of like, subscribe to the whole gender ideology thing with different genders and so forth. But all three sound like indoctrination, in my opinion.
They've raised me. My children have raised me.
That's
What the hell? Oh God. Her children. She said her children raised her, and that's why I speak to a lot, man. A lot of parents want to be their kids' friends. Don't be your child's friend. Be your child's parent. I mean, come on, man. That's why I say with my daughter, you ain't gotta love me, you ain't gotta like me, but you damn as well is gonna respect me, and that allows me to be able to govern over her as a parent should, not as a friend.
concerning. Basically, what we're trying to do is have HB 5599 in Washington State, which allows children under the age of 18 to medically transition without parental consent.
See that look on her face? She's like, what the hell? It looked like she's a state rep or some. It says state representative Canton, Maryland, MD. I'm not sure.
And
I don't want that.
So you want them to be able to transition without their parents' permission?
consent.
Look like it's a daughter, and she's pretty.
yeah,
Okay. No. I'm a legislator from South Dakota. We just passed HB 1080.
Yeah, it says her name is Carla Lewis, state representative Canton. I guess it says South Dakota District 16. Okay.
to prevent transgender surgeries under the age of 18 in South Dakota.
what do you guys think about the parents that are trying to stop their child from medically transitioning?
I feel like some parents just need to let their kids live their life.
Right.
Just let them do it young. That's what they have in their brain. That's what they grow up to feel like they want to be. So just let them be what they want to grow up to be.
That's why you need fathers in the house. Like let those kids live their lives. No, they're kids. They don't know anything about life. You got to train them. You have to guide them. They turn 18 and decide to do it. That's a decision, you know. But when they're under your purview as a parent, you have to guide them and lead them always. Damn. Especially got some sisters doing it, but this sister right here in the middle looks like she might be lesbian, so she probably lost in the sauce.
I'm actually both mad and disappointed.
Boy, that's a really tough question. And I'm just trying to be honest with you. I mean, it just seems to me there needs to be some safeguard in there where the kid is also protected. If the kid's just questioning or doesn't understand or doesn't.
Yeah, you see on the shirt, it says Pride Arlington. So once again, I believe it's in Arlington, not Dallas, but same difference. This lady sounds like she's a heavy smoker, but anyway.
To know what they're committing to. Is there an adult anywhere in this process?
Well, I'm a parent, and I would say that at a certain age, a child is not responsible enough to make those choices and decisions for themselves.
Finally,
Thank
some
you.
sense out of you.
Without parental consent? No? You don't want to sign it?
No.
I mean, but they're 8 years old though. They know what they.
Their frontal lobe is not fully developed yet.
But if they're 8 years old, like, don't they know what they want though?
I mean, when I was 8, I wanted to be a dinosaur, so.
You know, it's a lot of times when the people that disagree with this type of ideology will be a white woman that's married. This particular one, from looking at the ring on her finger, I believe she is married. And also, if it's a black woman that basically have some connection to a belief system, like a religion, a church, or something like that. That's what I noticed. So if it's a black woman that doesn't have a father in the household, is not linked to a belief system, a church, she's going to be very liberal. And a white woman that doesn't have a man in her life, she's going to be very liberal. That's what I've noticed a lot.
I don't know when the last time you guys talked to a 10-year-old, but they know what they want.
And these two white women, I highly doubt they have a man living with them. If they do, they probably ate them.
I have an 11-year-old.
She has an 11-year-old.
She identifies right now as transgender. Because I'm like, you can wake up and be whoever you want to be whenever you wake up. And
11-year-old transgender. My child, she's 10. She don't even know what. Oh my God, what are they teaching these kids? I mean, my child. I mean, granted, she said she liked a particular boy, and I know that she started to get into the early stages of puberty and so forth. But she don't know anything about this stuff. I mean, what are these people allowing the kids to watch and get involved in? Parents are not being parents nowadays, man. You can't blame the kids. You gotta blame them.
that's fine.
You're wrong.
An 11-year-old knows what they want.
She admits that she's not sure what she wants and how she identifies.
She's not old enough to understand the risk.
But she knows that it's not like everybody else or like anybody else,
Yeah, well, I'm not like the other girls.
you know. And she's got a good, supportive friend group that works with that. And
It's not
Yeah, once again, it's all about support. That's all it's about support. It's not about guidance. It's not about protection. It's not giving direction. Oh, support. Whatever you want to do, we support it. No. I mean, support is one element. Don't get me wrong. It's an important element, but you have to give guidance. You have to give structure. That's what kids need. That's what they desire.
Not a cookie cutter that people are trying to shove her into.
Right. And that's why we just use everything that's just very fluid, because you can change your mind.
Enabler. Enabler, enabler,
Exactly.
enabler.
That is a big kind of, woo, you 8 years old. Like, what you mean? But, like, if it was my kid, I would support them. So, I support it.
Once again, it's all about support. I'll support. I'm inclusive. I'm open. These people, man.
Hormones need to happen early. The earlier, the better.
No! God, please, no! 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 How do you guys feel about some of the laws that are taking place when it comes to trans youth, LGBTQ?
My biggest, most recent one that has just had me floored, my son is a student at West Texas A&M, and the president of the university just recently canceled a drag show that was scheduled to be done on campus
As a fundraiser.
as a fundraiser for the Trevor Project. And he said no, and he issued an entire letter and everything to all the students, the faculty, and the staff of the university. He compared drag shows to being, they were comparable to making fun of women like blackface was.
Yeah, you have men dressing up, looking like female clowns, dancing around and so forth. It's not appropriate. But, you know, once again, she said it was on a college campus. They're adults. I mean, that one I probably could let it slide. But, you know, it's a college campus. I'm not sure if it's a private school. She said West Texas A&M. If it's publicly funded, I can understand. But if it's a private school, they have the decision to make on their own. And they decide that they don't want drag shows, it's up to them. You have to respect that.
I mean, like the comparisons. And so you've got a public university that was saying you can't do this because of the president's Christian values.
Wow.
Which I think is crazy because I'm a Christian.
Stop the
You're not a damn Christian. Christian in name only. These people, man. Oh my God.
You guys, thank you so much for signing the petitions. Really appreciate it. Give me fist bumps.
Yeah. Y'all have a great day.
Bye, you guys.
Help me, Jesus!
I'm sorry, you're trying to do a petition to allow that?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I don't agree with that.
You don't agree? Why don't you agree with that?
Because God made you a man or a woman, and if you're struggling with that, you should ask for help. You should try to seek the truth. God doesn't make mistakes. But also, why would you want to hurt yourself for damn?
That's what this whole transitioning thing is basically morphed into. It's always been about, but it's morphed even more, and it's more evident nowadays, having more of like a godlike complex. You know, that we're bigger than God, we're greater than God. So we don't care how the baby came out, what sex it was. We could change it. We could make any adjustments we want. And man has to realize we're very limited, and people need to realize that and be very accepting of. If you don't want to say God, be accepting of nature, be accepting of Father Time. We have to accept these things, because otherwise we can continue to butt our heads against this wall, and it's going to destroy us eventually.
That
was beautiful.
Do you guys know anybody that's trans at all?
My ex-girlfriend, my ex-new girlfriend.
What? My ex new girlfriend. So she was my new girlfriend, but now she's my ex. So she had a lot of girlfriends. This lesbian right here, man. I'll tell you, man. I guarantee you, in about 10 years, she's gonna try to marry a man. I guarantee. Oh my God. I mean, I've dated a few lesbians before in the past. A lot of times they'll tell me, I can't deal with women for too long. I'm like, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. What? If there are, let's say, 2 counselors that sign off, would you
Yeah, I gotta go to this event he went to, because there's a lot of pretty good-looking women there. Not that particular last woman, but definitely not this woman. There's some good-looking girls at that. Check it out. YWLS.
support bypassing the parents?
Yeah, I'd be more comfortable with that. Absolutely. I would. But this idea that a kid can come in and say to somebody, I want to have this surgery, I want to make this change. And it's just like, okay, that's fine. I think the opportunities for those kids to further be exploited is pretty high. I think there have to be some safeguards in it. That's all.
Man. Yo, this stuff is scary. Seriously, man. Even that last lady saying that, she would be okay with a parent not receiving consent if a therapist signs off on it to allow a child to transition. I mean, that's still sick. I mean, look, the family structure here in America is going down the drain right before our eyes. We see it. We gotta acknowledge it. But anyways, let me know. Leave a comment down below. What do you think? Should kids be able to transition without their parents' consent?